What's up, everybody? It's your boy Season. Today I'm just going to do a quick video just on some of the new announcements that came out with Gundam Seed Freedom. Now, I wanted to wait until most of this information was already out. I'm just going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about everything that came out, but I'm just going to talk about some of the things that I thought was personally interesting. Let's get started. So, of course, we've got Gundam Seed Freedom here. And so this was like the original image that came out uh, like a week ago. And it's very, very interesting. So, of course, we've got the new Rising Freedom here and the Immortal Justice. And it's interesting to see. To be honest, I wasn't sure if this movie was ever going to get made, especially with the original writer dying. She passed away probably, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago. It's been 20 years since Destiny has come out. So, I wasn't really sure that we were even going to get this movie, but as a Seed fan, I am definitely stoked for it. What they've also showed us, they've kind of showed us some of the new characters. So, apparently, the movie comes out in January of next year. So January 26th, I guess, is when the movie comes out. Now, to my knowledge, they actually have not said when there's going to be an American release for this. We have been getting a lot of the anime movies here in the States. We usually get it a lot later though, so I'd say probably about three to 4 months later. But to my knowledge, I haven't seen anything as far as a American release date. I am kind of stoked for that. I definitely want to see it in the theater. But of course, so you've got a lot of the original cast here from Destiny and from Seed. So, of course, you got Kira and Shin, Lunamiri, Hawk, Lacus, Atherin, Kigali, and you got some new people as well. And then, of course, you got the kind of like the Seed version of the Black Striped Stars. So you got them, Mulaflaga, Maru Ramius, and then you've got some new people here, and then you got Izak and Diarca and all that. This should be a pretty jam-packed movie to see what actually happens here. And with Gundam Seed, I've always liked that universe. I just thought the conflict between the coordinators and the naturals I thought was always really, really good. Destiny kind of dropped the ball, but I can get into that later because Destiny definitely has problems, but it at least started out well. So anyway, so of course this is the new mobile suits that we got coming out, right? So let's start with the Black Knight squad first. So of course these are all the Black Knights here, and they've got like the Shiva. You got like all these weird names that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Online, it seems like a lot of people are saying like these are the Power Rangers, just because like they got all different colors and stuff like that. And we did get a chance to see some of them like in action in their movement in the trailer. And the trailer looks interesting. I've come to grips with the fact that unfortunately, like now in anime, getting a lot of hand-drawn stuff, because I think it just takes so long for them to do, they're just not going to do it. Like, especially with mobile suits and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff is becoming more CGI. And I don't necessarily dislike it. I just think that hand-drawn was always better. So here we'll talk about the Gaian. So of course this is the Seed version of the Gaian, and then the Gelog Menace. So it'll be interesting to see them in action. And then of course we got the Force Impulse Spec 2. To me, it looks exactly like the original Impulse. I know it's saying this is the Spec 2, but it looks exactly the same. I like that. I've always liked the Force Impulse or the Impulse Gundam in general. So I would have been interested. Maybe they should have put another backpack with it. You could have had like the Destiny Impulse. You could have done a lot of stuff with that. So I'm surprised that they went with the Force Impulse. And I hope in the movie that when we do see it, that we have a different transformation sequence. They played that transformation sequence to death in Destiny, but that's a whole nother thing. So, of course, then we have the Immortal Justice, right? And the Immortal Justice, I mean, it looks okay to me. I don't really have any problem with it. I just like, if it's going to be a transformable suit, I would prefer it to be more like the Savior. I think the Savior is an underrated suit from Destiny. And even though it got chopped up to bits by the Freedom, I think maybe having a different version of that, even though I understand why they went with the Justice, because like the Freedom and the Justice are kind of like twin sister mobile suits or whatever. So you can't really have one without the other in the Seed universe. So I understand them going to the Immortal Justice there. And then the Rising Freedom. The Rising Freedom. What can I say about this thing? Let's go to like actually this Robot Spirits one. So of course this is the from the Metal Robot Spirits line. And so this is actually coming out in January. Pre-orders are already up, and then it's looking for looks like 19,800 yen, which I think is so 19,800. So that's $132. Now, some people are kind of ups in arms about the the pricing and all that because they're like, oh well, why are you guys using the Japanese yen price versus the U.S. price? Well, the thing is, most of the time we don't get this information in the U.S. till a lot later, and so and this is just a basis. In America, we're used to markups, but we're just not used to really big markups. That's the reason why. That's why I said that in the Providence review, because that was like a 33% markup. That was a significant amount. You're talking about paying a third more than they're getting in Japan, and I still don't think that that's right. Now some people say, oh, it's the shipping and all that. You can stop that with that noise. 33%? Nah, fam, I'm not with that. So anyway, so this is the Metal Robots Spirits version, and I always look at the Metal Robot Spirits line as kind of like a precursor to the Metal Build line. That's actually why I'm speaking about it. Now, I don't have any proof for that, but it looks like a lot of the things that make the Metal Robot Spirits line, especially if it does well, will eventually get a Metal Build. I can't say that that's 100% accurate. That's just my personal feeling on it. So what we've got here. So in this actual photo here, it actually looks like that looks like the Freedom. It looks like the Freedom. I'm not particularly a fan of the light blue color. To me, this is almost like if the Freedom and the Destiny had a baby. If the Freedom and the Destiny had a baby, this is what would come out, right? And I think that it looks pretty good. The only real problem that I have with it, because of course this looks like the Freedom. Can we bring back the two vents for the mouth? I know they're not actual like vents or whatever, but can we bring back the two slits? For whatever reason in the Gundam world, like they've been going away from that traditional Gundam look, and I love the traditional Gundam look. Whether it's the new or the Strike or the GP01 or whatever, they all have like those two Gundam vents. I don't like them not having that, especially in Seed. So because they really started with that with like 00. Now, granted, I know like in Zeta with the Zeta Gundam that they didn't have that one either. But I just like that more traditional look, and even in like the Witch of Mercury and all of that, like some of them had it and some of them don't. But I prefer like with Gundams to go back to that. I'm not saying that you can't do it. It's just that's just my personal preference, right? So here he really looks like the Freedom here, and then he's got like this flying shield here, and that should be interesting. So overall, I think it still does look pretty good. I'm not gonna act like I don't like it, but there is one part of it that I don't like, and that is right. Ooh, actually, go back to this shot. So with this shot, he actually looks like the Destiny here. So. Yeah, I think like to me, like if the Freedom and the Destiny had a baby, you'd get the Rising Freedom. Like it looks so much like the Destiny in that shot. Now, this is the one part that I don't like, and this is the bird mode. Did we really need a bird mode in Seed? Did we really need a bird mode for the Freedom and the Justice? No. And it doesn't even look good. It doesn't even look close to being good. I mean, is it all right? And the thing about transformations in the Gundam universes is that a lot of times, it's not like Transformers where you're transforming into a totally different vehicle or whatever. Like it's kind of like half done. Like really, you're just like bending the knees here. You're putting something over its head. The shield is going underneath it. So to me, it's just this was unnecessary. I don't like how it looks. I didn't like how it looked in the animation. I don't like how it looks here. It to me, it's just half done. There's no reason to do this. No reason to do that whatsoever. So I don't really care for the bird mode. But outside of that, I think it looks fine. It looks like the traditional Freedom. I just wish that these colors were a little bit different instead of this light blue. I think if you would have went with like a darker blue or something. And online, they've been actually doing a lot of stuff where they take the line art and they actually put the traditional Freedom colors on there, and it actually looks a lot better to me. So because like this looks like this is from the Destiny, even though the Freedom had that, but that is very boxy like the Destiny was as well. So you got that. Now we've got to let's go to the Immortal Justice. So this comes out roughly around the same time. It's roughly the same price. Okay, so you can say that it's going to be at least $132. I would imagine in America this will probably be closer to maybe like 175 or 200. And I have my feelings about that, but oh well. So and then the Justice, it just looks like a very skinny version because the Justice, especially the original Justice that was from Gundam Seed, actually was a lot thicker, especially in the legs and stuff. And they started going to like the skinnier leg design in Destiny with the Infinite Justice. So I like it. I like the Savior. Like out of all the Atherin mobile suits, I like the original Justice and the Savior Gundam. So I would have preferred a Savior variant, but that's okay. This is still looks it looks like the Justice. So. So you've got a lot of stuff here, and it's going to come with beam boomerangs, all right, and its shield, and it still has the shin sabers, is what I call them. So you've got that, and then he'll be able to throw his shield as well. So it looks good. To me, this bird murder is even worse. Like, what is this? What is this here? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it's just like the Justice and the Freedom don't really need it. Most of the time, they're overpowered anyway. Now, a lot of times, what they're saying online and stuff like that apparently in the Gundam Seed universe, these are actually not nuclear-powered mobile suits like the Freedom and the Justice have been in the previous two series. That these are going to be more battery operated, so they're going to be more like the Destiny and the not the Providence, but the Legend. So. I don't know if that's true or not. All of this stuff is kind of speculation and hearsay. I haven't seen anything that said for a fact that that's the truth, but it would make sense. So but yeah, I don't like that bird mode. But this is coming out in January when the movie comes out. So I think that those will probably sell pretty well. And the Seed, a lot of people give, especially in the United States, they give Seed a lot of flack. Mainly Kira, just because there was a couple of times in both of those shows where he probably should have been dead. And he came back pretty much unscathed. So that's why he got the nickname, was it Jesus Yamato, which I think is kind of, sacrilege or whatever, or blasphemy. But, I think overall, I think these mobile suits do look good. They do look like upgraded versions. And I actually am glad that they went back to the original Freedom's look. I actually always preferred that look versus the Strike Freedom, because the Strike Freedom was just so overpowered in Destiny. Now, what they're also saying, as far as rumors going, is that this is not going to be Kira's final suit in that movie. Now, of course, like I said, it's all speculation. We don't know that for a fact, but they're saying that he might actually get an upgraded mobile suit in that movie. So, and that'll be more like the Strike Freedom. So we'll see what happens with that. So, of course, they're also going to be doing some model kits for both of those as well. If you don't want to pay $132, I don't blame you. It's not for everybody, but of course, so you've got the two high grades, and it's going to be like $26.40, which I think is like around like $17 US. But in the United States, at some of the hobby shops and stuff that we have, at least where I live, these usually go for anywhere between like 28 to 32. That is a significant markup, but if you can get it out of Japan, and you don't mind paying that shipping, then you can get it. So you'll have it both for the Immortal Justice and the Rising Freedom. And then we have the EX Standard Rising Freedom Gundam. So, and then that's only what, 660 yen. That's like less than $5 or something like that. So you've got that. You got the Black Knight Shiva here, and then you've got the RG Force Impulse Gundam Spec 2, the real grade. So you'll see what they got there. The Black Knight Squad Dora. I guess it's a tentative name, and then the Gelgoog there. So you got that. I already talked about the Destroy in the other announcement video. So you've got that. So and for the this, I guess, is all it's going to come with as far as the model. So you got the beam shield. Hold on. You got the beam shield here. You've got the tuned beam sabers. You got the hands here, and then you've got the shield with the beam weaponry there. So this actually looks like it's going to be pretty good. Now for me, I don't really build Gundam models anymore, just because I go in phases with those, just because like Gundam stuff takes a lot of time to build, especially if you're going to do it right, because you're going to paint it. You don't want to just build it straight out of the box. To where with me, like when I build like Braves kits, those are so easy compared to what Bandai Gundam model kits are like, that like I can pretty much build those Brave kits in a sitting, like literally within like an hour or two. They're pretty much done. To where these can take some time, especially, and of course you want to paint them and you want to do all of that. So you've got a lot of inner workings here, so you get to see all the parts that are going in here. And even though they're there doesn't seem to be that much, you still got to take them off the runner and all that. You got to sand them down. If you're gonna build it right, you might as well. And then you're gonna have to you're gonna have to do a lot of painting work as well. And unfortunately, the time to really go and really give to painting like I used to. So, so you've got that there. So you got that, and then you've got the Rising Freedom, or the Immortal Justice here. So, and he looks like he's pretty much going to come with the exact same stuff. So he's got the beam boomerangs here, and he's got the beam weaponry here with the beam rifle there. So, this is what you got here. And they do have model kits for some of the other ones, like I announced. I'm just not going to get into those because I don't really care about those suits. Like the Black Knights, I can take it or leave it. They need somebody to fight, right? So, and, for me personally, I've always liked the Impulse. The Force Impulse, I just got tired of seeing that animation. But, the Force Impulse is like a really good suit. And yeah, I wish they had done like maybe like the Destiny Impulse. I think that actually would have been pretty cool. Maybe they, with the time lapse between Destiny and Seed Freedom, that they would have maybe perfected that to where he could actually have that. I think that would have been an interesting suit for them to have. So, you've got a lot of stuff here. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I wasn't going to go super in depth, and I wanted to kind of wait for that. So, they're looking at this in February, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that for my subscribers, and sure, I am stoked for it, and I'm definitely going to wait and see. Now, there's actually a correction for the Master Grade narrative that it was coming out in December. That actually is not true. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting the information in December. I don't know why you got to make an announcement for an announcement, but but apparently the next news for the Master Grade of the narrative is going to be coming out in December. So that's actually not coming out in December, the actual kit itself. So so that's all I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to do something quick for you guys, so let you know, and I definitely had feelings on it, to let you know some of the upcoming mobile suits that are going to be coming out. And for me, I don't really look at my channel as like a Gundam news channel, even though a lot of my announcements actually do way better than some of my reviews and stuff. But, for me, like I'll just talk about the news for certain things that I like, and then I'll kind of just leave it at that, because I'm not going to do, I'm not like Kakarot 187 or anything, or Zachary Aurelius. They pretty much talk about all the news for all Gundam all the time. And that's just not my style. I only talk about the things I actually like. So that's all that this really video is. So I just wanted to get this out there. And so thank you guys for watching the video. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.